Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to teach you a really cool card trick that you can perform in front of your friends and impress the fuck out of them.
Do you want me to?
Alright, so this is a prediction card trick. So before we get started, you can shuffle this deck as much as you want, give as many cuts you want, do whatever you want, okay? I'm swearing a lot for some reason. I'm really sorry. Let's say you gave it a quick riffle shuffle or a few cuts like so, or if you're lazy and if you're childish, you can do one of these, okay? It doesn't matter. And to make it a bit more interesting, what we're going to do is we're going to get the cards inside the card box right here and put them in like so, okay? And we're just going to close it up like this so that I can't get to it, you can't get to it, no one can get to it without one other person realizing that they opened the flap. Okay, now that's what makes this card trick very special. It's super random. Okay, now from here you're going to choose a number between 1 and 3, and let's just say you pick number 3. Great. What you're going to do for me is now you're going to open up the flap and then you're going to divide the piles into 3, okay? And so you just open it up like this, divide the piles 1, 2, 3, okay? Now you chose number 3, right? Which means you're left with number 1 and number 2. Which one do you want to go with? And let's say they chose number 1, for example. Okay, that's great. Which pile do you want to choose then? And let's say they chose this pile. All right, we'll get rid of this pile, throw them out. Now we're left with 2 piles. Now you chose 3 and number 1 already, so that means you're going to be left with number 2. So just point at a pile and we'll do what we have just done. And let's say they pointed at this one. All right, that's going to go 1, 2. So we'll get rid of this one and keep this pile because that's pile number 2. Okay, so far everything has been random, and remember the first number you chose, and which was number 3. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to look at the first card from this pile and second card from this pile, and I can already tell that the third card from this pile is going to be a spades, and it's going to be the ace of spades. There we go. Let's see how it's done. Okay, before we get started, I'd first like to apologize for not uploading any content yesterday. I actually had a video scheduled for Sunday. You see, I was on a ski trip for the last 6 days in Fernie, BC, Canada, and I actually scheduled 3 different videos, one on Wednesday, one on Friday, and one on Sunday. But what actually happened was that on Wednesday, instead of uploading one video, YouTube kind of fucked up and uploaded 2 different videos. So they actually uploaded one for Wednesday and one for Sunday on Wednesday, so if that makes sense. So that meant I had 2 videos uploaded on Wednesday, one on Friday, and nothing on Sunday. So that's what happened, if you guys are wondering why I didn't upload anything, and I hope this trick actually makes up for it. So for this trick you do require some preparation, and for this performance, for this tutorial purposes, we're going to use this red back joker to be the card that you're going to be forcing or predicting. Okay, it goes either way. Okay, so the preparation is you're going to have 2 random cards chosen and then put it on top of the red card, and you're just going to simply use the card box and put it inside facing down. You just want to make sure that the flap is pointing at the top, not like this, because if you do it this way, there's a chance of flashing the cards to the spectators. Okay, you just want to make sure that the flaps are pointing the flaps are at the top, and generally you want them to point towards you. In my performance, I had to go like this because the camera is coming down from here, looking down like this. But in real life, because the spectators watching from that end, you want to make sure that the flaps are pointing to your end so that you don't flash any cards inside the box. That makes a lot of sense. So it is a free choice. Actually, it doesn't matter how many shuffles they do. That's what I meant. They can shuffle it as much as they want. They can do whatever they want. Like, they can go shuffle face up, face downs. They can do a childish shuffle. They can do whatever they want. What you're going to do is after they shuffle, you're going to take the cards like so, and you're actually going to open use your ring finger ring finger and your index finger to hold down the flaps on the sides like this flap and this flap like this, and you're going to use your middle finger to grab the cards inside like this. Because there's this little carving on the card box, it's going to be very easy for you to grab all the cards using your middle finger. And in reality, you don't really have to do this because the spectators are facing from that end, you can actually grab it like this, open up like this, and they won't see a thing if you just simply put the cards like this. All you have to make sure is that all 3 cards end up being at the very top like so. You don't want to put it in this way where the cards are at the bottom. You want to make sure that the cards are actually on the top and put it in like so. And then after that, do what I did and then put the cards inside the card box, seal it up, and tell them that it's going to be very interesting because I can't get to it, they can't get to it, no one can get to the cards. Once you have done that, you're going to tell them to pick a number between 1 and 3. It makes it super random, and this allows them to feel like they have the full control over the whole time. Let's say they pick a number. I'll go over with every single number, but in this case, let's say they chose a number 1. What you're going to do is you're going to give them the card box and tell them to cut once. Okay, so obviously they're going to do this. They're going to cut once like so. Just keep in mind that this pile, which was on the top, is going to be the pile that has the red card on the 3rd position right here. And once you cut once like so, you're going to say after 1, obviously number 2 is next, so 1, 2, 3. That makes a lot of sense, so they're going to go with it, right? As long as your arguments are logical, you can make up as much bullshit as you want. Okay, so number 1, that was cutting once. Number 2, now you're going to tell them to point at a deck. Okay, if they point at this one, you're going to go 1, 2. Okay, and if they point at this deck, you're just going to go 1, 2 again. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that the second number lands on this one, and you're going to say you chose this one, so we'll get rid of this pile. Okay, see how it's like, see, you have the control over the whole thing. You can make up as much stupid things as you want, but you will have the control the whole time. Now the very last number, which is 3, you can be like, okay, I'm going to look at the first card and the second card, and I can guess that the 3rd card is going to be the Joker. And from here, you can like make up really weird stuff. You can be like, okay, that's spades and that's hearts, so it must be like a diamond or a club if this is a club card. So you can make as much bullshit as you want from here and make sure that you just remember which card the 3rd card is. That's what you do when they choose number 1. If they choose number 2, you can do the same thing, pretty much the same thing. You can tell them to, all right, I want you to divide the pack into 2. See what I did there? They still cut once, but you're using different ideas. So they cut once like this, 2 packets. Now they chose 2, so they have numbers 1 and 3. Now what you're going to do is you're going to ask a really stupid question, which is like, okay, what's smaller, number 3 or number 1? And they'll obviously say number 1, and you'll be like, you can say, okay, point at a packet of cards, and if they point at this one, great, get rid of it. If they point at this one, great, keep it. Do whatever you want, just keep this pile. And then you can say, all right, the remaining number is 3, so it's going to be quite easy. I'm going to look at the first card and second card from these pile, and I can tell that the 3rd card is going to be the Joker. Okay, that's what you do when they pick number 2. Now, what do you do when they pick number 3? That's when it gets a bit more tricky, but you can still get away with it doing really stupid stuff. So you're going to say, all right, I want you to make 3 even piles. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to tell them to pick a number between 1 and 2 because they already picked 3. So let's say they pick 1. You're going to tell them to pick a pile, and let's say if they pick this one, you're just going to simply get rid of this pile. If they choose this one, get rid of this pile. If they choose this one, keep this pile. Okay? If they choose number 2, what you're going to do is you're going to tell them to pick 2 different piles. Okay, if they choose these piles, great, get rid of them. But if they choose these 2 piles, what you're going to do is you're going to get rid of these and tell them that you're going to hold on to these piles. And if they choose these 2 piles, get rid of this pile and hold on to these piles. Makes a lot of sense. And afterwards, you can do another stuff where it'd be like, okay, now you pick another pile. Let's say they pick 2. So you can be like, okay, pick a pile, and then if they point this one, get rid of it. If they point this one, keep it, and you just make a way to find number 3 again. You can be like, remember how your first choice was number 3? I'm going to look at the 3rd card, and this is going to be the Joker, okay? So that's pretty much the tutorial, guys. I know there was a lot of explanation, but I feel like most of them was very easy to understand, and as long as you can think really quick on your feet, this trick should go really smoothly. And I hope you guys can perform this in front of your friends, families, and other audiences, and get a lot of create great impressions on other people. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hello guys, it's Granil here. First of all, I would like to thank the 5th Jack 05 for letting me win in his giveaway. Thanks, man. I just you received your package yesterday, but I was a little busy, so I made video today. So this is how the package looks like, and let's break into it. So this is the Black Arcane deck. I really love this deck. So this is how the box looks like, and this is the cards. Illusionist, and this deck is awesome. It looks gorgeous. This is the Jokers and rest of the card. It does come with the double backer right here. You see? So this is how the decks look like. Looks amazing, red and black. So thank you again, the 5th Jack. I really love your channel, really appreciate it, and I would support you in future. And guys, subscribe to me also, Granil2000, if you want to see some videos about tricks and performances. And yes, that's it. Thanks again, and with that I would see you in the next video. Peace.